Yes, yeah.
Now that you have spoken, I am here, as I told you, as a senior citizen in this country. And of course, everything to do with the Constitution, and I'm one of those who founded the Center for Constitutional Governance, and we've been doing great work. You know, I am here with a very deeply broken heart. And I don't want to be emotional. They say women are emotional. Why shouldn't we be emotional since we are the mothers of humanity? Why should Sarah, I support everything you said here. This government came here, all of you were young, and they said they came to bring a fundamental change.
Some of them were not yet born.
They were not born.
Yeah.
Fundamental change to take us from what we are going through during those days before 1986 to make Uganda a new Uganda. Why I feel broken-hearted is that I see exactly what was being done during those days, whether it is a Amin era, whether it is Obote era, is what is happening right now. And this is after 40 years. We are going into 40 years of the leadership of the Redeemer that came here to redeem this Uganda from all those the past. And as a person who is still alive, when I see especially the young women, especially the women in this land, who are arrested with no dignity, and when they take them there, they rape them, they defile them. I've been praying and crying to God that my sister Sarah does not go through that kind of thing. And therefore, we are here to condemn these illegal activities, to condemn the violation of the Constitution, to condemn the destabilization or invasion of institutions and preventing them from working. I'm talking like this because I know Sarah has been arrested. Me, I haven't been there to police civil. Sarah has been arrested because she speaks. Because she speaks. What does she speak? She speaks against wrongdoing. She speaks against injustice. She's teaching Ugandans what is going on, what should be happening, but is not happening. And the Constitution of Uganda, which I was central into its making, our strongest desire and the people's desire was freedom of speech and freedom of association. Because that's what gives Uganda's citizens also a place to also talk for themselves, defend themselves. But now, this deliberate effort of shutting Ugandans, shut their mouths. You are in power. You have all the authority. You have all the resources. So for us, what do we have? If you don't use them right today, we talk. Now, if we talk and then you shut us our mouths, what do we do? So me as a senior citizen who has seen it all, I'm here in the strongest terms. My word has gone.
To condemn.
To condemn, yes. In the strongest terms, to condemn what is going on. You police people, why are you holding positions? Don't you know the law? We are not saying that Sarah, if she does anything wrong, should not be arrested. No. The law says when you do something wrong, especially if it is criminal, if it is civil, if I have abused somebody, that is civil. Let them go to the court and sue me. If it is criminal, there is a procedure of arresting people when they have performed a criminal offense. You cannot arrest somebody illegally and procedurally, and you detain them for more than 48 hours, you are still crafting the offense. So why did you arrest her? So we are condemning, and we shall continue to condemn. And I want to tell this government that this is not the first time we have seen a government do wrong and gone. This is not the first time. They better check themselves. They better correct themselves. Ugandans are tired and they are fed up.
Yeah, maybe we should open up for if there are any questions or comments.
Today it is Sarah, tomorrow it could be someone else. And I really wanted to mention that this is not really about Sarah, but it's rather an attack on freedoms, okay? It's an attack on freedoms of association, it's an attack on freedoms of speech, it's generally an attack on democracy in the country. And you know, the regime seems to be reading from the same script, because what they are doing now is exactly what they did in the last elections. We know that in the last elections, they targeted civil society actors, they banned joint observation of elections, they didn't want anybody to say anything about the elections, they went and targeted organizations that were working on elections, and again they are doing the same thing. We of course have also been hearing that they have a list of about 100 organizations that they want to target in these elections. And we know, today they have come for Sarah, tomorrow it could be Godba, it could be me, it could be Patricia, it could be anyone of us. But also, they are also attacking others.
It could also be
it actually could be any of the media. We know that, for instance, that some media organizations are not even allowed to access certain presidential candidates. We have heard that the media, I think it is the Media Council, which is supposed to accredit media organizations, has intentions to not accredit some organizations to monitor these elections. So it's generally an attack on democracy actors. It is also an attack on citizens. And what they have done with Sarah, because they know that this is one of the most vocal voices, they clearly just want to silence any voice that is being sounded out on these elections. But for me, my call to you citizens is that let this incarceration of Sarah not really deter you and restrain you from demanding your right and from expressing yourself. So Sarah has been speaking for most of us on all the platforms that she has had. This is the time or the opportunity for you as a citizen to actually also speak for her and demand her release. Job Kija, I'm a civic activist.
It's a message shared with me from Luko Oesijire, who is one of the senior police officers, that Sarah is being presented at Buganda Road Court today at 9:30. So maybe that process is currently ongoing. Although the message did not disclose the nature of the offense, again, just to emphasize that there is no amount of work that the regime and the police can do to legalize the illegality that they have already engaged themselves in. Uganda police has fairly professional, highly educated officers. The Inspector General of Police really needs to come up and be the Inspector General of Police, because he doesn't really present himself as someone who is in charge, because you can't have the kind of professionals in terms of highly educated people within the police force that then conducts business as if it was just a group of militias. I think that is really what I would really want to implore. I have a lot of respect for the IGP, Byakagaba, but I want to call upon him and say, the police is a force of Ugandan citizens. You cannot transform the police into a regime protection force that is weaponized against citizens, and then you say, I am still IGP. There is a problem there. And for some of us who are citizens, who love our country, we want to be able to celebrate a professional and competent and accountable police force. But really, the regime is making this difficult for everybody, because you can't have a police force that is running around arresting this one, imprisoning that one, and then sometimes they say, oh, the citizens do not respect us. Now, why should we respect them? So I really want to call upon the Inspector General of Police to step up and discharge his constitutional responsibility of putting order in the way the police operates. And of course, probably what Anthony didn't talk about is this whole thing of everybody in police always calling to get orders from above. Whether those orders are coming from the IGP or from someone outside the IGP is something that we really have to figure out, because I think, as I mentioned, when you deal with the police and they're handling these kinds of cases, you feel like this is another group of helpless people who are also helpless like all the citizens that they are trying to harass. And I think that we need to be able to condemn this. We need to be able to encourage the police to be able to really to get the shield of the law, so that they can be able to operate and deal with the citizens, knowing that these are citizens. The work of the police is to uphold their dignity in whatever conditions, and therefore stop these raids on people's houses as if we are all terrorists. It's like the police is looking at every Ugandan as a terrorist. Wherever you are, they come, they deploy. Yeah. Every Ugandan who doesn't support NRM is a terrorist. So even when they suspect there's something or they want to pick you, they have to bring with a battalion. And yet these are cases where, I mean, most of us who know we are law-abiding, if you give me a summons and say, we want you to appear to the police, I have a legal obligation and a civic obligation to appear before the police, to respond to the summons, appear before the police. So there is no reason why government of Uganda should be spending taxpayers' money, the money that we don't have, spending on all these battalions of police officers to go and arrest ordinary Ugandans. I think that the Inspector General of Police needs to really come up and be the Inspector General of Police that is envisaged under the Constitution.
Just 1 minute.